This is the Kura River that runs through Tbilisi. Hey there, I'm Gabriel. I'm going to get down from this precipice here. A nice sunny day in November. Nice and warm today. It's going to get cooler as soon as that sun goes down there. It's about 4 in the afternoon. And so first thing I'll mention here is that I have a little bit of a stuffy nose going on, and so pardon my voice. And so I've been here in Tbilisi for a few days and made some other videos exploring around Tbilisi, but I wanted to do another tour of the city because there's a lot to see here. And so I'm kind of at one end of the city. I'm going to walk through this way and get over to the more central part of Tbilisi here. And so in this video, then I will do my best to answer the question, is Tbilisi worth visiting? Because Georgia is not a very well-known country. In fact, I knew basically nothing about it until earlier this year when I was in Cyprus, an island south of Turkey, and a lady that I was talking to there happened to mention that she had come to Tbilisi and said that it was really nice and it was worth visiting. And so I kind of filed that away in my memory. And so I was in Greece a couple of weeks ago and was kind of keeping it in mind to come to Georgia here. I went to Turkey for a week and then arrived here about a week ago. And so I've been exploring the city, and it is really cool, really interesting, and it is something quite different. It is not really Europe, it is not the Middle East, it is not Asia, it is part of the Caucasus region, it is called, which includes Georgia here, Azerbaijan, and Armenia. And so it is a kind of undiscovered part of the world and a unique culture with a language that is completely distinct to the country of Georgia, and a lot to see here within Georgia itself and also in Tbilisi here. So I'm going to get walking here. And so this is a hotel here, kind of a older looking building. There is lots of very old architecture in Tbilisi. It was founded around 500 AD, and there are structures here from the founding of the city. And so here you have some of the sights to see around here. Isani Turrets, Meteki Church, Europe Square, Vateng Gorgasali Square. And so here you can see the Georgian language. It is completely distinct. No letters similar to the Latin alphabet. And a spectacular church up here. And then down here is where it's going to open up, and you'll see more of the Kura River and the Peace Bridge, which is the clip that I showed at the beginning of this video. Right there. And there is the cable car going up to the mountain. So I'm going to head for that right now. A very interesting mix of the very, very old buildings here and then these futuristic looking ones like that over there. Ah, this is the old capital. I see.
Finish?
Not today, not today.
Tomorrow?
Yes, I'm going to the cable car now.
Cable.
Yeah. Dvari, Ananuri,
Kazbegi.
Tallest mountain?
Mount, very big mountain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Varja caves. Next time. Thank you. And so the population of Tbilisi is 1.5 million. The population of Georgia altogether is 3 million. So about half of the population is here in the city.
этот год, да, в ту сторону?
Вот эта телебашня, мы туда добирались, 124-й автобус.
Да,
Площадь Свободы, ну, как бы, по-моему, на метро была площадь Свободы.
не
Нет,
площадь,
или Руставели. И там 124-й автобус, он едет вот так по горам до конечной, там вот этот парк развлечений.
В смысле, автобус, там автобус ходит?
Да, автобус вот так вот идет и туда приходит.
А где вагончики поднимаются сами?
А оттуда можно спускаться, можно подниматься. То есть мы на автобусе...
And that's Tbilisi. Awesome sight from up here. And so the ticket there was 10 lari, or about $3, which included the purchase of the card and then up and back. Although maybe I'll walk down, I'll see. There's the botanical garden that Steve had mentioned in a previous video. I guess it's down there. And so this must be the ancient castle, or what's left of it anyway. And so it looks like this is the entrance into the castle. Sorry. And so this church is not very old. It was built in 1997 to replace a different church that was, an ancient one that was destroyed by a fire. The castle here is called Narakala, and it dates back to the 4th century, so the 300s AD, and then was added on over the various centuries after that. So this is a old city. And so the statue is called the Kartlis Deda. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. It was erected in 1958 to commemorate the 1500th anniversary of the founding of Tbilisi. And Kartlis Deda means mother of a Georgian, and in her left hand is a casket of wine to symbolize welcoming one's friends, and in her right hand is a sword to symbolize defeating one's enemies. Good afternoon. So that is the castle that I hiked up to yesterday. Another warm sunny day here in Tbilisi. So there's a lot to see in the city, and even though this is my 4th video of Tbilisi, I still kind of feel like I'm just like scratching the surface of this really amazing city. So I wanted to show some more today. And a good place to start is right here, which is the hot springs, the natural hot springs of Tbilisi, which is what these little mounds are. There are pools down below there, private rooms with hot spring pools that you can soak in. And I went to this one over here, it's called the Royal Bath. And this is actually what founded the city, was the discovering of the hot springs here. And I'll tell the story of that in just a second. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the hot springs and the prices. And so I got a really nice private room at the Royal Bath there just a couple of days ago. I showed it in a previous video. And so it was 70 lari for 1 hour of a private room, a really nice room with a private hot tub and bathroom and shower. 70 lari equals about 25 US dollars. There is 3 lari to the US dollar basically. And so that was at that place there. But there's also a much cheaper option if you're on a budget, which is the number 5 bath down there. I will walk down there and show it in a couple of minutes. And it was just 3 lari, which is just $1 to go into a shared room, separated men and women. And so it's all men in there. And there's also the showers and the hot pool and a sauna as well. And you can stay as long as you want for just $1, and it's a really authentic Georgian experience. And so there are different bathhouse options here. That's one up there as well. I think there are some weddings going on. I'm seeing a lot of nicely dressed people around today. It's a Saturday, so that would make sense. And check out these amazing ruins here, which might date back to the founding of the city 1500 years ago. And so this is the Royal Bathhouse, and one of the rooms that I used is straight in there, and that is basically like a steam vent up there above the hot tub pools. And that one has a really nice facade there, kind of Islamic inspired it looks like, and maybe Islamic created, because there have been multiple civilizations that have occupied this area of Georgia. And so there's a legend about how the city of Tbilisi came to be here, which involves the hot springs. And so there was a king, King Baktang, who lived around 500 AD, 1500 years ago, and he was hunting in this area using a hunting falcon, and the falcon caught a pheasant, a bird, and the falcon and the pheasant got entangled together and fell down from the sky and fell into one of the hot spring pools here, and both died because of the hot water. But because of that, the king discovered the hot springs here, and he got to thinking and was like, we can make use of this somehow. And so they decided to establish the city here around the hot springs and use them for therapeutic purposes. And 1500 years later, and the hot springs are still going, and here is the public bath number 5 that is used by local people. And so, as I said, it is just $1 to use the public space there, and you can also get private rooms here as well. So I'm now going to head over this way and show some more of Tbilisi, see what else I can discover in the course of wandering around today. There are a couple of places I have in mind. The Madonna Bazaar. Historically, Tbilisi and its area, Maidani, was one of the consisting parts of the Great Silk Road, and for today it is the connecting, energetic, and transport main crossroad. Maidani is one of the central squares of the ancient district Kala. The Georgian kings settled exactly here at Kala. Here at this area, the institutions were also located, the mostly part of the churches, the rows of the workshops, saloons, Georgian pubs, and caravanserais. And so this region here was a central area of trade on the Silk Road, and so lots of different people coming through here from every direction. You have Russia in the north and Iran in the south. Of course, they had different names back 1,500, 1,000 years ago or so. but Georgia here is really a crossroads country with various peoples and very different cultures in different areas around here. And so various peoples were coming through here on their trade routes and wars, of course, and changing locations and, you know, various reasons for why people were moving about. In no part of the world you can see so many foreigners from various countries as here. Here you will meet Armenians, Greeks, Jews, Persians, Indians, Tatars, Muscovites, and Europeans. And so I'm not exactly sure what is down here. I didn't go down here before, but looks like an assortment of different shops and some really nice artwork. So I now want to go visit a strange looking building that I saw yesterday, one of the very high-tech looking buildings, and find out what it is. I love Tbilisi. And then there's some really cool street art down here. And we got some music. I think it's the same guy. It is. What a trip. That was like 3 nights ago. And I have no small change to tip him. All I have is a 100 lari note. And so I guess this is that strange building that I'd seen yesterday and was curious to find out what it was. Wow, it's like rain protective umbrellas for the buildings. And so it's a public service hall, some sort of administrative building, I guess. And so here are some classic Georgian dishes. I had something like that a couple of nights ago, although it had beans in the middle instead of the egg and cheese. kebabs there. Halal, that is a Muslim term for acceptable food to eat, basically. And a kind of interesting back street area here. Some birdhouses. Janis Joplin, it says. That's funny. Ray Charles, Michael Jackson. The birdhouses are named after musicians. James Brown. So funny. And that must be like a Georgian musician maybe, because it's in Georgian language. John Lennon. Luciano Pavarotti. Elvis Presley. Right on. And this is Freedom Square. Here is a information center, tourist information, and on the other side is a plaque with some Georgian words. First, here is the map of Georgia. Here we are in Tbilisi. I'm going to be going over here to Chiatura tomorrow. This is a region of Georgia that claims independence. The Black Sea, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Russian Federation, and then here are some words in Georgian. Sorry about all the noise here, a busy part of town. Hello, Gamarjoba, goodbye. Nak Vamdis, yes is dak or diak, thank you. Madloba, I'm sorry. Bodishi, please. Gutkov, no is ara. How much is it? Ragirs. My name is Mimkuvia. I love Mi Mikvars. And here are the Georgian letters. And so I'm trying to get back to my hotel. I'm not sure if I'm going the right way, but I thought that I would show this cool old back alley. Wow, trippy. Abandoned buildings. And I'm still not sure where my hotel is. I think it might be down this way. Anyways, that's going to do it for this tour. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and got a good idea of, is Tbilisi worth visiting? Definitely a very fascinating city and really cool country. I have another week here in Georgia. As I said, I'll be leaving tomorrow and going to explore some other smaller towns beyond the capital here. So thanks for watching. See ya.